What's going on YouTube? It's BakuBrad96 here with a little bonus match from my Bakugan Evolutions tournament. The finals were going to be a best 2 out of 3, but to save time I did decide to cut it into one match. This is just a little bonus footage while I work on the next series of content for the channel, so I hope you all enjoy. Moving straight into turn 1 here, we're both going to play an energy card. I'm going to roll Ventus Dragonoid. My opponent is on Aurelus Blitzfox. Both platinum, by the way. My opponent's going to try the backspin. I'm going with the traditional roll. We both go head to head, but I do knock my opponent's Blitzfox away. And I do land on a green fist core. That is the plus 50 B power, plus 1 damage, minus 1 energy on Bakugear. So that's going to be 5 damage going through here. And nice, so my opponent's Rainbow Sparkle Cannon of Doom did eat up the last card with that armor rating. But other than that, it was a good hit of damage to get in. Adjusting the field. Moving on to the next turn. This is going to be turn number 2. We are both going to play an energy here, as shown by the dice. I'm going into Sectonoid. My opponent is going into Haos Nelius. That Platinum Sectonoid, the Ventus one, is really growing on me. I really like it. And for the next tournament, I really want to work specifically on Sectonoid and a deck built around it. But there was the roll, really cool. I did do a spin shoot there, that was really nice. My opponent does miss again, but I do land on the plus 400 Magic Shield, which is going to trigger the Platinum Sectonoid's ability. It's going to be able to get me a core from the field to my Bakugan. I'm going to grab a green fist. It's going to give me plus 1. So that's 8 damage coming in here. Really wicked damage back to back. Excellent rolling. My opponent is not having the best of luck, unfortunately. A lot of reasons why I did decide to cut this match. One of the reasons was that this game just wasn't necessarily the best. Neither was the one first published, the finals. We both missed the rolling, and these teams in specifically just happened to be a little harder to roll than all of our other ones. So, not as action-packed as the other games were. Hoping that'll be different in the next tournament series, which I'm thinking about doing Geogun Rising, and then Armored Alliance, and then Battle Planet. So having 4 tournaments. And then at the very end of that will be the mix of tournaments. So on like the 5th week, I suppose, or the 5th tournament series, it'll be a mix. But I was thinking about keeping them separate until then and then having a whole series play out. So very long. Let me know in the comments down below what you all think about that. But that was just turn 3. We do both play an energy. We did both miss the roll. So I went ahead and just talked there, let everyone know what's coming. Lots of gameplay, but probably for this weekend, I am working on some more deck profiles, updated lists that I hope to get out this evening. Another reroll there. We do both land this time. I land with my Ventus Nelius. My opponent lands with Platinum Colossus. My opponent is on the plus 400 minus 1, minus 1, I believe. Or plus 400, yes. And then I am on the plus 500 and minus 1 for Bakugear cards as well. My opponent's going to win it. There's nothing I can play. So I'm just adjusting the field. Have no idea why I'm worried about that right now. Closing up the Nelius because I lost. And here comes the damage. So not a whole lot there, but there was still some damage taken. That was my opponent's first stand of the game, unfortunately. So like I said, not that action-packed, but just some bonus footage while I work on new content for my Baku crew and my viewers. Moving along into turn 4. My opponent is back on Blitzfox, and I'm still going for that team attack with Nelius. Here is a different backspin. Just like my opponent, I land mine, however, my opponent, shoots just a little down towards the camera a little too much. Doesn't even hit the matrix. So here I do land on an orange shield. And the damage is going to go through. Nothing my opponent can do. Oh, excuse me. I must have forgotten. Here my opponent's going to drop the Haos Skyhorse on me. Completely forgot about this. See? When I go back and watch these and commentate, it's almost like I'm watching them for the first time. Just like all of you. And there's the drop from the card length above the hide matrix. I just know I'm going to end up breaking another Geogon and it's going to be painful. But the Skyhorse does stand here. And now it looks like it's going to be 1900 against 11? Yeah, 1100. So obviously I'm going to scoop it up even if I had played anything. Turn 4, what was I really going to do? That was a huge jump in B power. Skyhorse is an amazing Geogon. It gets things done. Doesn't even have to land on the green fist either. And I took another 5 damage there. 6 damage there with my Swarmer gone. Gotta hand it to my opponent though. They've managed to stop 2 of my team attacks so far. Stopping me from standing my Neleus twice, preventing the team attack twice. So, going on to turn 5 now. Once again, I'm on Neleus with a marble shoot style. My opponent's going to try a flick. Yeah, let's go for the flick shoot. I miss. My opponent just does not get there, like at all. I don't think the Neleus rolled. It just kind of slid and stopped. Neleus must have hit the E-brake. We're all good. Gonna go for the reroll now. Turn 5. We did both play an energy, by the way. Lots of spinning, no standing. Gotta tell you. While we're missing so much, though, Baku Crew, I do want to say we are at 451 subscribers right now. I can't believe it. That is amazing. I never thought the channel would be there, especially so quickly. So just thank you all so much for believing in me. And don't forget to continue showing support to the channel by liking this video, ringing that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because there is epic action-packed brawls like what you're witnessing, as well as deck lists and deck profiles, unboxings to resume next month, and I do have monthly raffle giveaways, which the current giveaway that is open is for an Elemental Demark Ultra. Now then, back to the match. So I did win there. I did get in a +6. My opponent does flip the damage stop with a Halt Outsiders, but what I am showing everyone right here is, even though my opponent did stop it with the flip, it was a team attack and not just Neleus attacking. I keep forgetting that the third Bakugan, when it opens, that initiates the team attack. The third Bakugan doesn't attack and then the team attack. I always want to cheat and get in more damage, but I am learning the game, and my opponent and I are keeping things as official as possible while still having fun and trying to entertain all of you, my viewers. But that was epic. Finally got that team attack through, even if it was stopped dead in its tracks. Flip cards, they are awesome. As much as they're hated, they're awesome. I know I don't have enough, but I would like to see a deck list that is nothing but flip cards. I don't know if anyone's done it yet. Let me know down below too, because I'm interested in that, like a whole deck of flip cards. Is that even possible? But back on to the next turn here, turn 6. We both play an energy. I'm on Dragonoid again, my opponent on that Blitz Fox once more. And I land it epically with Dragonoid. He goes flying. My opponent is just not having any luck this game. Missing all over the place. When I said action-packed brawls, I meant it. Action-packed in, there's a lot of missing. But the damage for me is going to come in again. This is going to be 7. But my opponent flips the stand together, and it blocks non-Haos. All the flips. Flip for days, and I'm still losing. Well, I'm winning, but I keep getting stopped by flip cards. Let the damage go through! Next turn, I play an energy, so I am at 7. My opponent opts to not play an energy. Realistically, most of my decks, once you get to turn 6 or 7, there's really no point in playing more energy, because you're never going to need to play that many cards in a turn. I'm just not that good of a brawler, but there was the roll. I did land on Sectonoid. He's upside down doing a headstand. My opponent rolled Neleus, but missed. This time, Sectonoid's effect ability is not going to go off because he did land on a green fist, but that is still 8 damage that's going to come through here. All those cards going in the discard pile. I would call it the GY, but that might trigger people because this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! But Bakugan's not fooling me. I know the concept of energy. They're just copying mana. Next turn, I am going to play another energy, so I'm on 8. My opponent's not going to play one. They're on 6 again. What's better about the Bakugan TCG over Magic the Gathering, though, in my opinion, is every card in the Bakugan game can be used as a, quote, mana or energy card. So you don't have to like clunk your deck full of lands like in the other game. It's just really cool because every card in Bakugan can be like double used. And in deck building, that's really neat. Once again, Neleus stand, damage going through, stopped with a Halt Outsiders. Again, this would have been a team attack. I keep forgetting, but this would have been another team attack. So that's like 3 or 4 I've managed to get off this game. 3. This is 3. 3 team attacks I've managed to get off this game, and they've all been stopped at like 3 or 4 cards flipped. Crazy ridiculous. Epic effort on my opponent's part, really trying to hang in there, even though their Bakugan are just not opening. This is probably the most one-sided brawl you have all seen, ever. And we're wrapping up. Do. It always takes a while in that cleanup step, right? So while this takes a lot longer than expected, just to note, I know I've mentioned it like towards the beginning of the video, but I am working on deck lists with all those new cards I pulled from the Battle Brawlers card collection packs, and I will start to upload those this evening. They'll run into tomorrow, and then I might upload a few on Monday, but after the few deck lists, I do want to have another tournament. I do want to have some more TCG gameplay on the channel, just to keep things fresh and going. I have gotten good feedback on the tournament so far, so I definitely don't want to stop. I just have to get new decks made and new teams created. But there was the roll. My opponent actually stands the Neleus, and I miss, which is kind of odd. But my opponent does pick the +1 Green Fist up with the -1 or -2 Baku gear. Not quite sure there. My camera is shot as far as zooming in. But my opponent is also going to play a Sonic Aura on top of that, giving them a +6 damage, and they get to scan. Not done after that, because then my opponent is going to play Righteous Strike or something like that. Anyway, it is a +6 and a draw 1 with the Trifecta ability that if the opponent has more Baku cores, or if you have more Baku cores than your opponent, that card gets to be put back into the hand. That's what my opponent is doing now. I just took a team attack, or I just, did a team attack, so I don't have any Baku core. So I am going to take a massive amount of damage here. Luckily, I did flip a Nature Assimilation, so I do block that attack, and I get a free energy. I did forget to mark it on the dice, however, though, so I think at this point I'm at like 9 or 10 energy. But now my opponent is only 1 away from a team attack with that Blitzfox with no cards left in their deck. So one more brawl, one more stand for me, and I do win this, and I will take the game. Moving along into the next turn, turn 10, believe it or not, this game, even though it was one-sided, my opponent managed to keep stopping the damage, so it was longer than I expected. This is the last roll for game. The wind-up, there it goes, Sectonoid lands, Blitzfox is out of there. Gutter ball, no doubt. that was for game. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I know it was more or less a fireside chat with yours truly, with the Bakugan game going on in the background. But I did just want to give everyone a little filler episode while I'm making new content, and I wanted to fill you all in. So, once again, just thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the support. Stay safe, everyone, and until next time, Bakugan Brawl!